Welcome to the nation. I am your host, your president, your tour guide, Mr. Monster Mirago. I'm the landlord, the owner, tenant, the janitor. I'm out the damn floor. With you, if you don't follow the rules. Y'all know the rules already, right? Anyway, so Fat Joe says he does not feel the same about J. Cole. He doesn't look at him the same no more after he bowed out of the Kendrick Lamar battle, you know, Kendrick Lamar Drake battle, or whatever you want to call what that was. That yeah, safe to say it was a battle. But yeah, J. Cole bowed out, and he don't respect him no more because, hey, listen, this is hip hop. When the rule, you know, it's when the when you get called to the carpet, you gotta come to the carpet. You get called to the yard, you gotta go to the yard, or else. You know what I'm saying? Or this, that, and the third. You know, he said that on a recent episode of the Joe and Jada podcast. And, you know, Jadakiss didn't agree with him. He was like, yo, you know, it's all about the music, man. What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? What is the, you know what I'm saying? What is, you know, what the music talking about? You know what I mean? Fat Joe is very adamant on the fact that, like, nah, B, you can't talk all that tough, all of that killer-ish now after you bowed out, or the, you know what I'm saying, you was, you know, shaking in your boots. I don't know if he said that, but he said something that alludes to that type of energy. Like, nah, I don't care what nobody say. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trying to hear that. And I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to never do nothing that don't feel good to me just because y'all want me to. Nah. You can't make me do something that's against my principle. Not just because you want me to, just because you think it's the, you understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I take my lumps and bumps when it comes down to that. It is what it is. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? J. Cole, I've always, from day one, I stood by him in his decision. So if you've been following the platform, then this is no surprise to you. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I would argue, J. Cole never was talking no gangster killer shit to begin with. So, but I feel like, you know, people be taking the rules to this, the rules to this hip hop ish too literal. You know what I mean? Nuance matters. There's nuance to all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everything isn't so literal. With any culture, any gang, any collective, any team, any company, any movement, with any of these things, if it persists, if it lasts long enough, eventually every member will fall under one out of three categories. You have those who spawned it, those who were born in it, and those who were sworn in. Now, the dudes who spawned it, they created it. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who spawned it, they creating the rules as they go along. The day they started the thing, it didn't have all 100 of the rules, or however many rules. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the rules got written and created along the line to compensate for shortcomings, for people's mishaps, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? To strengthen up weaknesses and all of that. But those people who wrote those rules, they know they understand nuance. They know why the rule was created. And they know that this rule doesn't need to be they know whether or not certain rules need to be enforced 100% of the time. They know the rule is just there to catch everything to catch certain things in extreme circumstances, but those circumstances ain't always you know what I mean. The dudes who were born in, those be the young bucks. This thing already been going for a long time. You was born, this was a thing. My parents was listening to hip hop. My parents was Bloods. My parents was Crips. My parents was whatever. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really follow that. I don't even know why the Decepticons got beef with the lowlifes. I'm not with all of that. You understand what I'm saying? They all be wearing polo. What's the problem? or had beef. You understand? So they, you know what I'm saying, they real loosey goosey with the rules and all that. I'm focusing on it's the dudes who were sworn in that take everything very literal. You know what I'm saying? They sworn in. They received the version of the culture that was, you know, it was already to some extent formed and polished, and they subscribed to it wholeheartedly. All of the rules, whatever rules was there, they subscribed to them, and they don't understand nuance that much. You know what I'm saying? And I say in this story, you know, in this equation, I feel like when it comes down to hip hop, those who are sworn in are those consist of people outside of the race, people who are fans, you know what I mean, people who are maybe, you know, I mean, when I say fans, I mean people who don't participate in the actual creation and, you know, of it, and not just creation. I mean like the performance of it. You don't rap. You're not a DJ. You're not a producer. You know what I'm saying? You're not, you're not break, people. You ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? You just, and then even within that, I feel like there's levels of it, because I mean, take it how you want it. I feel like the MCs, the rappers, are the one who carry the message throughout the world. You know, we translate the culture. We are the conduits of the cool that hip hop brings or exports to the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's a certain understanding. You know, DJing existed before hip hop did. You know, DJ, you had to be. I mean, you had to play. You know, when you was playing disco records, the person who was playing the music, wasn't he a DJ too? You understand what I'm saying? Hip hop was hip hop because when the rappers came and did, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not to get too much into that. Salute to the DJs. Salute to all of the elements. Hopefully, I'm not disrespected by my point. But what I'm saying is, you got, it's levels to even that. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who spawned it. Maybe what I'm saying is it's the MCs who spawned it in a certain manner, in a certain manner of speaking, right? And if you're not that, you know what I'm saying? If you somebody who, of outside of, even though, the big debate of the Ricans and the Puerto Ricans and blacks, I don't want to bring that up and all of that, but, you know what I mean? If you somebody who's not that great a rapper, you know what I'm saying? If you somebody who was a rapper who's not successful, you know, if you somebody, you might be an A&R, you might be you might be somebody adjacent to the Anyway, what I'm saying is, everybody don't understand the nuances. You know what I mean? If it run through your veins to a certain extent, then you understand, man. You ain't got to do you ain't got to do none of that. You ain't got to do none of that, B. So about the rules, say where the rules at? Where they written? Show them to me. So, like, just yeah, show me the rules, B. That man looked at the situation. Okay, we was on some hip hop, you know what I'm saying, or call outs is mandatory, whatever. That we was on some hip hop rapidy rap battle shit, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, halfway through, I found out that between these two niggas, this was not just some hip hop rapidy rap shit. This was real issues about to play out. I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm not participating in that. I don't have that type of energy towards neither one of these niggas. I'm not getting involved in that. And we want to look at him like, and y'all want to look at him like he crazy for that? I don't like it. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Like, nuance matters, B. To all of the, like your most, I mean, every MC has a little bit of competitiveness in them. And I'm sure a lot of people, wanted to see him engage in the situation, in the battle. I didn't want the battle to take place itself, but that's a whole. I was against the whole thing. I mean, I followed it, I talked about it, and all of that. But that's a whole nother. That's another topic for another day. But when J. Cole said why, when he said what he said about the situation, every rapper that wanted to see him engage, niggas can't front. They felt his pain in that moment. I don't, and if they say they didn't, I don't believe them. I don't. Real talk. Why would you get involved in two niggas? If I can't dead this drama, like I know you, and you know what I'm saying. Every once in a while, we might slap box when we see each other. This is how we get down. But no, we all of a sudden I find out you two niggas trying to have a real slugfest, or you niggas brought guns. I can't talk you out of it, and so I'm supposed to join in. That niggas is bugged out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen of the nation, leave us a super thanks or a Cash App. We actually prefer the Cash App, y'all do y'all. Cash App tag won't be in the description along with the Bandcamp link, which is there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. Spell things correctly. Helter Skelter, not Helter Skelter. Monster, not Monster. It's an A in Monster. It's an A and an H in Helter Skelter. And it's BCC, not BBC. Pause protesters, get your ass out of here. Rest of y'all.
Let's go. I'm one of the realest you ever gonna see. I ain't come here to lie to you. Niggas done with to lie to you. I get Beanie Siegel's first album, or Paul Pierce even, they got the truth. I'm sick and tired of you comical when I'm not in the mood for jokes. You are not a goon, not a shooter or a rider. You shoot off your mouth and you be riding dudes, cock for loot, dude, that's a prostitute.